Test, 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 test. Is it good over here? Can you hear it now? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Also 4, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Testing. Audio test. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Oh, it's not coming through? Testing, testing, talking. Test, test. Testing the mic. Testing both mics. Zach, is anything going through? What if I tap it? Can you hear it? You can hear it? Oh, it's safe. So.
toes for sure.
sitting on it. That's why
What side was this on?
Did we get a fake sheet of paper like she was signing? It's called gap. They won't eat residue, so they use it on the
Which one's? I think you have to turn this on.
You have to ask,
Where's it at?
right here. I think that's
Here, I got it to work. I got it to work. Yeah! F.
You messed up the curtain.
Hey, I didn't mess up anything.
Yeah, you did.
I got another shout out tomorrow for a teacher. Oh shoot.
Wow.
Well, Jeff gave you a shout out. Told you he was.
His shout out was calming you suck.
No, that was his shout out, not mine. It's Miss Arape's birthday tomorrow, so so I'm gonna shout her out.
Yeah.
He's walking down the ramp. Zoe!
Maybe mom and dad.
I got it.
I'm gonna be a rebel and take off my mask when I speak.
Fine with me.
Can you pass this over to Zoe, Coach? Appreciate it.
Where's Jada?
You speaking?
How can I look like that?
Okay, can I have your attention, please? We'll go ahead and get started. My name is Ty Baumgartner. I'm the athletic director here at Topeka High, and I'd like to take this time to welcome you to Zoe Caryl's collegiate softball signing. She's signing with the University of Illinois, if you haven't figured that out yet. There's plenty of orange in here, obviously. And she is also a member of our 18-0, number one ranked softball team in the state. At this time, I'd like to introduce head coach Shane Miles.
Or Candy's first.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Candy Granado.
I'm sorry, Candy Granado.
I messed it up for you. Sorry.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Thank you.
What's on? I got it. We're good. We're good. Hi, I'm Candy Granado. I think I know most of you here, but just in case you don't. When Emily called me and Zoe called me and asked me to speak, I was kind of taken aback, and I thought, well, of course, absolutely. I've known Zoe her entire life. And from the time that I knew her, we knew that she was going to be great. She's the type of kid that we all gravitate towards. We all want on our team. We all want to be a part of an organization with Zoe on it. she's softball, meteorology, everything that defines what she's going to do in the next 4 years is everything that's defined Zoe her entire life. She is one of the hardest workers in the room. She's a student athlete, student first by all means, and a student, but without a doubt, the best person ever. I couldn't think of a better person to do this, a better person to hopefully lead us in the direction when we look outside and we know what the weather is. Zoe said it was going to be rainy, so we know it's going to rain, right? We know we can predict our softball and our baseball and our outside adventures because Zoe told us and she's going to be right. And if she's not right, then she's going to figure out why she wasn't right and she's going to fix it. Just because that's one of Zoe's many attributes is to almost nearly want to be perfect. It's a great one to have, but it's also one of Zoe's things that we're working on with Zoe. But that's what makes Zoe and strive to be great in everything that she does. Academics, softball, a person, a friend, a daughter, a sister, a granddaughter, a niece. Zoe is a 4.45 GPA. She's played with the DeMarini Aces for years and years and years. She currently has a 6.29 batting average, which if you don't know, that's pretty outstanding, pretty amazing. 756. I'm so sorry. If you don't know, you're striving for that 1,000 mark. She's got a 660 on-base percentage. Is that wrong?
That's for 3 years.
Okay, this is for 3 years. This is all 3 years. Come on. Oh,
You didn't say you added them all up.
sorry. Well, I didn't. My wife did. So this is an average of everything. A 1.43 slugging average, 140 hits, 66 singles, 34 doubles, 16 triples, 13 home runs, 106 RBIs. Those RBIs and those home runs, half of those have come just this year. So to me, what this tells me is that Zoe's kind of finally found her stride, and she's found her place, and she's found her love, and that is there in Illinois. She was always really hard on herself, and I think now that she's able to sign this and know where her future holds, she's now just having fun with the game that she loves, surrounded by the people that she loves playing with, all of you girls. It's fun to watch you guys, it really is. So Zoe, go to Illinois, and in the words of Papa Mayo, go and be great.
Okay, I'm Shane Miles, the head softball coach here at Topeka High. First, I want to congratulate Zoe and her family on this wonderful accomplishment, next step. As you already know, Zoe's a special softball talent, but she's even a better person. I've had the privilege and honor to coach Zoe for 4 years of basketball, 3 years of softball. Zoe's the true definition of a successful student athlete, a great teammate, great role model for younger kids and teammates to look up to. She is involved with school, takes pride in her school, does the right thing, puts in countless extra hours of work, and that's not only athletics, but it's academics. Zoe's the heart and soul and true leader of this year's team. She's received numerous all-league, all-city awards throughout her career. Recently, Zoe was selected as a finalist for Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Kansas, which is yet to be decided. And that's going to come out here probably in the next couple weeks. She will be a great asset to the University of Illinois and the softball program. Also, she will be a great addition to whoever decides to hire her after college. With her choice of majoring, becoming a meteorologist, like Coach Granado said, I hope she's the one and only meteorologist that can predict the weather 100% of the time right. In closing, as the Trojan softball family, we're proud of you, Zoe, and so am I. In the end, I wish nothing but the best for you and your family. Thank you for all you've done for the Lady Trojan softball program. Lady Trojans, Zoe has set high expectations for future softball players. Oh, Zoe, by the way, our Trojan softball team has some unfinished business to take care of in the next coming weeks. We do. So, At this time, I would like to congratulate Zoe on this wonderful accomplishment as she signs her letter of intent to go to the University of Illinois. You can sign. Yeah. You want to talk? At this time, I'd like to introduce Jay Monholland.
I'm Jay Monholland. I've been a family friend for probably about 17, 18 years. You probably know me refereeing with Bo here a little bit, so. Years. Yeah, years. But I've had the privilege of working with Zoe and also Addison a little bit as they've grown up hitting and so forth. So I've got to see them develop over the last 7 or 8 years, just how much they invest in their work ethic and to be utilizing their gifts, abilities, and talents at every opportunity, which I refer to as your gate, which everyone has. It's one of those things, she's got all these nice records and all this kind of stuff, but it's the people out here that are here today supporting her. 30 years from now, you're going to remember her more of what the person she is and the friendship that you've had and the memories. And I'm a harmony guy, so it kind of explains where I'm going with that a little bit. So I'm going to remember all the times that we've had conversations other than softball about life, being a great friend, being a great sister, and so forth. I will end with a funny story. I think it's funny because we spent a lot of time together. Her sophomore year, we hadn't got her out. By the way, that means I am a conference coach at Seaman High School. So I invest in kids in our conference. I'm just not about the kids at Seaman. I'm about our kids in Shawnee County, and I work with a lot of different kids. So it's about seeing young women being successful and sharing what I have to offer and trying to help with her gifts, abilities, and talents. But anyways, we hadn't gotten her out, and I'm sitting over there thinking, okay, look at the pitch sequence. And I'm like, man, I haven't thrown a changeup. And I look up at her, and she's like zoned. And she is thinking, he hasn't thrown me a changeup. So, of course, the pitch comes in, and the pitch leaves the bat, hits off the wall. After I get a chance to talk to her, I said, what were you thinking? She's like, you hadn't thrown me a changeup. But it spent all those times together about pitch selections, pitch sequences, and so she's a student of the game. So she's had to work to get to where she's at today. And once again, I always believe if you work hard, stay patient, great things are going to happen to you. And congratulations to you and your family, and I greatly appreciate the opportunity to be with your family today on this special occasion. So much love, kiddo. I gotta go to the bank.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm Addison. I'm Zoe's sister. I'm coming up here and winging it because I could not focus enough to try to think about all this. Zoe, a lot of you guys know Zoe, like, she's like that type of person you say, like, oh, that's Zoe. Like, she, like, does everything the same way, like, you know, she's smart, like, she's athletic and stuff, but you don't know Zoe like I know Zoe. She's like, in our family, she's like the mom. She's the only one with a driver's license. She drives us around, like, she does everything, even if she doesn't want to do it, which I think is, like, awesome. This is sad, guys. I mean, I'm sorry, but I just have one of my favorite memories is she's playing down in Houston, and I'm in Oklahoma, and I'm struggling. Like, I just having a bad time, and we're in the last game, and all of a sudden I see her walking in her orange sweatshirt, walking up to our tournament, and here she is. And so, like, I think that was, like, the only time I smiled in that whole weekend, and I'm just gonna miss that, like, her, like, always helping me out, everything except math and science, which, you know, the thing she's good at. She's just a great person, and I'm gonna miss her, and yeah, I better stop talking.
All right, so obviously I'm the softie of the family. I've read this 4 times to all my classes today, and I couldn't get through it at all. 3 words that describe what Zoe and people that play on club teams are: dedication, sacrifice, commitment. So obviously Zoe grew up in the halls of Troy. I've been here for a long time. One day she came and watched Jess Gragg signing her letter of intent to play softball at Emporia State in this cafeteria, and she said, "Mom, I'm gonna do this one day." 4-year-old Zoe put on her catching gear, walked onto the field, and a journey began. Catchers are the workhorse behind the plate. They are the unsung heroes. Their job is to take care of the pitchers and lead the team on the field. A great catcher can make a pitcher even better by the slightest movement of their glove to frame a ball and make it look like a strike. They have ugly toes, hammer toes, calluses, matted hair, and old people knees. Their fingers are permanently jammed, and they have no feelings at the end of their fingertips from rise ball pitchers. They work hard behind the plate with little to no recognition. Zoe, you willingly gave up every single one of your summers, falls, and spring. She gave up every weekend, holiday, family functions, hanging out with her friends in high school. Her teammates became her sisters and her friends just to accomplish a goal of playing collegiate softball. She would go from cross-country practice. Literally, they would jump in the car, Bo would take them an hour and a half, and then they would practice, where's Liv? Till 10 at least, on Taylor time. That means when practice is over, they'd get home at 11 on Tuesdays and Thursdays and do their homework on the car. Then she would turn around Saturday, go to practice from 4 to 9, spend the night in Kansas City, and then turn around and have practice that morning from 8 to 12. So that is how much dedication, sacrifice, and commitment Zoe has made with this sport. Trust the process, I was told. I don't trust at all anything. Tend to think things aren't gonna happen, and so I was trying to trust this process for a long time, and it was harder and harder. We have 4 kids, and so we divide and conquer all the time. Zoe and I have been our ride or die travel buddies since she was 8. I swear that my car, Bo's car, could make it to Kansas City for practice on autopilot without being there. Zoe and I together have driven over 40,000 miles. So here are some memories that we made for a lifetime. A lot of you that are athletes or even in any activity, you will know what I mean. So long car rides, Zoe and I have a playlist for each state that doesn't overlap in different songs and genres. We literally have stayed in Scary Roach hotel rooms when Bo was called to come in the middle of the night at after prom to come save us from people trying to break into the room. Like, we were scared to death. It was awful. Escaping this guy that followed us in from Walmart and was following us everywhere we go, so we had to go in and out and hide in between the closed row, and he still found us. Target fashion shows, Caribou Lou, thank you Tom Bruno, which I never knew what that song meant, but finally I learned the words to it by Tech 9, and Welcome by Dwayne Rock was the pregame songs for them. We literally, some of you know this, but we were in a 5-day rain delay in Tulsa. Tulsa Elite. They don't cancel anything. So we stayed in a hotel room for 5 nights, and they played 1 game finally against St. Louis Chaos, and of course they run-ruled them, and yeah. Lifelong friendships. Her teammates come from all over the United States. They fly into practice. They fly everywhere they go. Olivia Bruno, who was not only a teammate, but a best friend since kindergarten, and sadly, she had to go to practice at Washburn Rural. Tom Bruno, who is our team mom. We like to call him Thomasina, who's always been our rock for us. Getting home, so we get home at 1 a.m., of course, from a tournament. Of course, we always have the 8 o'clock game, because who doesn't? Then you have to turn around, leave at 5:30. We played the Kansas City Original Berryman 6 different times in 6 different championships in one summer. Another time is Zoe forgot her cleats when we were going to Missouri, and I don't know, Iowa or something. So we had to drive to Walmart and get some football cleats that lasted a whole 1 inning, and then we got duct tape and taped them up. Literally sometimes sleeping in our car because of hotel situations, but we were always safe, don't worry. The sacred of no touching the ball bag or the catcher's mitt, it's a mortal sin. You can't even look in her bag. She knows even if an inch was moved. Always the last person out of the dugout, which I have no idea of what could possibly take a person so long to get out. To this day, she doesn't like to swim in a swimming pool because her hair turned green in Colorado and it took months to get out. One of the best memories was last summer when they beat they beat 3 top 5 ranked teams in the United States in one tournament, and that was freaking amazing. One thing I love the girls, so when we go to big tournaments, they're all holding their bats and they're shaking and they're praying to the bat gods of, please, when they shake this bat, it doesn't rattle and it passes the pressure test. So they're all praying and like shaking to death, because if their bat gets taken, then of course they don't get to use it the whole entire tournament. Flights. So if you don't know, when you fly your bats on an airplane, you put them in your bags, you cut noodles so they don't break. Bats are super expensive. You pack all your uniforms on your carry-on bag, plus your glove and your baby blanket. Not to mention the time that we pawned off having to make Tom carry the bow net, check the bow net for $50 and the bucket. Sorry, Tom. And the bucket. Heat exhaustion. Carolina Cardinals last year in Colorado tried to meet them on the mound to fight each other after they whooped them. Driving 11 straight hours from Houston to Topeka with Tom and I singing Summer Nights and Grease, and of course, Tom was Sandra Lee and I was the guy. Every summer she cleans out her catcher's bag, and oddly, there's over $100 every summer, sometimes even more, so who knows how that bag made so much money. Playing for Topeka High School will always be great, fun memories. Old Town Road, Gary the guitar, Larry, your hype hats, special handshakes, running a couple times, maybe or maybe not in trouble for not carrying buckets or grades or tardies. With the bat over your head, that was always fun, right, ladies? Oh, no. Okay. Winning regionals, qualifying for state, and absolutely having amazing teammates. It's going to be really hard for you when I cried next week. When you first walked into your ACES practice, so they're 14, 15 years old, and they walk into 18-year-olds that had already signed to Oregon and Oklahoma, Arkansas, Oklahoma State, Baylor, KU, and their eyes, where's Emerson? Their eyes are huge, like, oh my gosh, we have to try and hit against these girls. Mom, do you know they're throwing 68? Yeah, it made you better. When the time came. So now a fact that is pretty outstanding is 18 out of 18 of her teammates have signed to play Division I softball, which is a great accomplishment. I'm almost done, I promise. I want to thank all the coaches that made an impact on Zoe's softball journey. Coach Ryan and Taylor, Dave, her catching coach, Coach Miles, Coach Mon Holland, Candy, Ms. Rowley, Eddie Barber, James Anderson. There's a lot of times that as softball is a life learning lesson, we learned a lot of things. Ms. Sowers, Coach Bargman. We all know that you guys have thankless job, and people never realize how much work that you guys put in between the scenes, that you don't just think about softball practice for 1 hour and then you're done. You are always thinking. You have made Zoe learn to believe in herself because she has a lot of self-doubt. I guess that happens when you're a perfectionist. You're welcome. And made Zoe into a phenomenal young adult. Thank you to all of Zoe's teachers. You have supported her along the way. You've been there for her through her ups and downs. She has been able to come to you when she's crying, when she's upset, when she can't figure out her work, or when she needs the tiger for emotional support to take a AP physics test. Thank you for being her mentor and that she could rely on you, lend an ear, and give her advice. I really appreciate you all for that. Now, Zoe, as you finish up your high school season, I challenge you to reach your team goal of winning the school's first Centennial League championship. So we're going to be able to go out, Ty, and buy a new banner for us. Regional champions and state champions. Ladies, you guys have a lot of work left to do. I'm so happy that you chose the University of Illinois to call your home for the next 4 years. You get to play the game you love and earn your bachelor's degree in atmospheric sciences and some sort of engineering thing that I can't pronounce at one of the top-ranked universities in the world, not just the United States, in the world. I want to thank Coach Perry, the Illinois coaching staff, Coach Trout, Coach Lance, and Michael for believing in you and your talent as a softball player and your commitment to education. Now go do big things. I didn't cry.
So I guess the pressure's on me not to cry since she didn't cry. But I'm Bo, I'm her dad. Em almost summed it all up. I'll add a couple pieces to it. One, I'd like to start by, again, thanking all the administrators that are here throughout the process of all the students, the teachers, even the custodians. I mean, people do so much around the schools for you guys that you should just thank them when you see them. Also, all the coaches that they've had, you know, cross country, basketball, softball. Want to thank all of them. I'd like to start off. Is Coach Jay still here? Coach Monholland? Oh yeah, he had practice. So I've known him for a long time. We call him the swing doctor. If something's going wrong, we go and see him, and he does some fixing. And it's not just the technique; it's the mind game of it, and you know, having someone believe, because when you're at bat, a lot of it's mental, just like about everything in life. I knew Zoe was going to be destined for greatness because I was smart and married a woman that was very athletic and very smart. So I knew my kids were going to be all right. I like to I know they've talked about Tom Bruno over here. When they were little, like I said, Em said, we've divided and conquered. There's been multiple times where, you know, Bruno's given us rides. Even Mark Hilt, I don't know, maybe you get to watch this. Hilt moved out to Arizona. His daughter actually signed to go play at Boston College. It used to be multiple rides, and they would help people out. And you can't do these type of things without help and without people. So I'm deeply appreciated for all that. I knew Zoe was going to be phenomenal at a young age when we first started playing out at the Lake Shawnee, and in one of her first games in the Pee Wee League, she hits a home run over the left center field fence and crosses the street, and everybody's just like, did that really just happen? She hit multiple home runs that year, and people were amazed that little kid could hit it out of the park at that age. She, again, Em talked about the girls that were here before her. Miss Gregg, Jess Gregg, phenomenal player, All-American, Division II at Emporia. She was the first one that she got to watch, and then Cheese was the next catcher that was a phenomenal catcher. And as Em said, she wanted to be great at a young age. I snagged this from Miss Gregg. This is a recording, and this is another way. Now I might cry on this one. Whew. This is where I knew she was going to be great. Give me 1 second.
Oh,
All right.
Hi, Jessica. This is Zoe Caryl. I was wondering if you could help me with some catching drills and throwing down the second and third. If you do, when you come over, I'm off to make dinner. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
So at a very young age, she's making phone calls for people to come over to help her. Man, you know, and it's going to be hard to see her go. The only thing that I can say that's probably close to that is when they were little, we lived right down the street from my parents, and we couldn't do a lot of stuff without my parents. And she used to walk down the road, and they'd be standing down there on the court. I'm not going to do this. Woo!
Finish.
Man, I'll finish. Anyway, I want to thank everybody. I'm super proud of her, and I can't wait for your next thing, Bug, and love you to death. There you go. I didn't practice. You practiced.
That's a shock. Okay. Man, I'm already crying. I'm going to cry more. Miss Kennedy, you got the tissues for me? And Dad now, yep. Okay, so this is going to be kind of short and sweet because I'm going to cry if I go into depth, but the common theme is it kind of takes a village to do all of it. Because it's going to take everybody in this room and everyone who supported me to get and do where I am today. So the first, she can't be here for legal issues, and they're playing in the Big Ten right now. But, I'd just like to say thank you to my college coach, because I've been through some adversity. There's been some people, you're never going to play Division I. You'll never go play college softball. You're not good enough. You won't do it. And so she believed in me and said I could when others didn't, and it paid off. And so to my coaches, my coach who can't be here today, and many others that are in this room, some that I've never even played for, every one of them has helped me, had an impact on who I am today, whether that be, fundamentals, catching, throwing, hitting, better angles when I run bases, because as we all know, I'm not very fast and I run like this. So, or talk to improve my game, quickness, or like what Mon Holland used to say when we'd hit a good solid ball. You need a Sharpie to sign that ball would have gone out. Just like little confidence, things like that. And so to all my teammates, whether that be softball, basketball, cross country, I ran middle school track, all that good stuff. I genuinely don't know what I'd do without all of you guys, and that's on and off the field, I love all you guys. Like cross country meets, after that race when you're like, I did it! I just ran a 5K. I don't look like I can run a 5K, and here we are, right? Or, I'm losing my spot. Pre-game basketball locker rooms. We're all writing on the board. We got Laren Murray in there yelling. Yep, or all of our hats in our dugout. If you know, you know. Things like that. Many, many bus rides for all sports. Traveling across the country. Spending every single waking moment together. Like my best friend who came, Olivia Bruno, begged her coach, Washburn Rule, who probably wasn't happy that she was coming to a Topeka High signing. Right, yep. And, but I don't know, just people like her have made a huge impact on my life. Like, she's my pitcher. She's who I've caught since we've been this big. Granted, she's always been a little bit taller than me, but always. And I don't know, getting dressed up, waking up for 8 a.m. games, like those are the memories that I'm going to remember and that mean a lot. And so to all my friends that are here, hey guys. Hey. I don't know how many times on a daily basis the D1 athlete joke gets made, but as you all know, ILO,
right? Had to make that. But throughout everything, thank you all for helping me break out more of my timid shell, because we all know I'm kind of like, hey guys, I'm Zoe. I'm a STEM person who likes to take pictures, you know? So it's you guys who have really helped me become the person I am today, more outgoing. I mean, I'm no ads, but I try, you know? But it's all ads. But you guys are some of my biggest supporters, just not in sports, but in life. And thank you for all you do and for all what you're going to do, you know? And in the wise words of Jeff Moore, we got to keep the power wagon rolling, right? There we go. And so to my family, and this is anybody, like people, like anybody who's raised me, like, you know, the village type thing. People are related to me, everything. No matter rain, shine, snow, anything, there's been a whole lot of people in my life that have gone the extra mile to see me succeed and to do well. And there's never been a sporting event or activity missed. I was in a 6th grade play. I know that's shocking. I was a tiny dork, but anyways, so like, those are my supporters no matter what. And even like my pops over here harassing me about eating breakfast every morning because I need to get my protein, or taking me to practice, everything. I couldn't do it by myself. And you all are gonna have fun driving 6.5 hours or flying next year. And so this is where I'm gonna cry, so be ready. So, sorry, y'all. So this is to my sisters. Y'all knew this was coming. We are the fabulous four up here. I know you can tell that none of us look alike, none of us look related by any sort of means. Haley, Joy, I know you're ornery, and you steal ads' sense of style all the time, right? But you're gonna do great, right? And then Kinsey, always, always, always keep going. Keep pursuing music and reading and your plays and everything that makes you happy, right? And I'm always a call or text away when you need to share your feelings, right? You're good. And ads, girl, I'm gonna cry, no. Yep, you're my best friend, man. I know you're built in, but you put up with me, and that's what counts.
I swear to you.
Yep. I know you'll miss me turning on the light at 1 a.m., and I'll get she'll sit up, because she'll fall asleep as soon as she hits the pillow. Turn off the light. Just like that, every time, every single time. I'm more than proud of you for everything that you do. And you're growing up really fast, and it's crazy. And I can't see where the next step's going to take you, because there's going to be one day where you're going to be standing up here, too, doing this. And so keep being spicy and don't miss me too much, right? But I love all three of you guys to pieces, and I'm sad that I'm not going to be here to see you guys, like, grow up. But, I'm trying. But, Facebook? Follow you on Facebook, right? Right? And, you know, and if you don't answer my phone calls, I'm going to leave you angry voicemails, just like ads does all the time.
Okay, so
All right.
first to you.
All right, so these two, I'm not going to make them through. But for my dad, whew, man, you've always pushed me to be great. Always willing to help me in any sport at any time of the day. Over COVID, that quarantine, we'd go lift at 5 a.m. I'd go run. We'd go hit at 9 p.m., you know? All the time, driving all over the face of the earth. You know, I love hearing, I'm walking up to bat. All right, let's go, bug. Use your legs. All the way through, swing through, every single time. I might need a recording that when I go to Illinois, but I can't even express the appreciation I have for you and everything that you've done for me. And I know you wanted to have some boys to be football players, you know, got blessed with all girls though, but you're the best girl dad, softball supporter, coach, hype man that anyone could want. And so this goes to my mom. Woo. I love you more than you'll ever know. I can't look at you, I'm gonna start crying. Words can't express or even think how appreciative and thankful I am for everything that you've done for me and everything that I do. You're my support system and everything. We've traveled the world together with immaculate playlist. You've heard me yell cows over and over, or occasionally if there's goats. Goats are pretty cool too, but they're not cows. You've gotten sunburnt to the extreme, but you like it because you get to be tan, and you're the lefty pitcher I've faced 1,000 times. And you've been at every single game since I've started playing, and I don't know what I'm going to do without you next year. But I love you, and I can't thank you enough, and I have a lot more to say, but, you know, I can't here trying not to start bawling. as bad as I am. But take care of my dog for me. Right? And so, this past March, sorry, y'all, my grandpa passed away, and so he'd be here, but, so there was a point to where he had, COPD, and it basically took his lungs from him. His lungs functioned at 14%. And so it was right around state basketball, and so there was a period of time where he was still functioning, but he couldn't talk anymore. So he was still with us, but he couldn't talk. He wouldn't open his eyes. So the last thing that he said to me before he couldn't anymore was, "You go do good now." And so that's what I'm going to do. And I just want to say thank you to everybody in this room for coming. Thank you for supporting me. It really means a lot.
Time to eat.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody cry.
So, sorry for making everybody cry, but thanks for coming, and feel free to make fun of some of the pictures of me when I'm really little. There's some really good ones where I don't have teeth, so that's a fun period of my life, and yeah. So thank you guys.
Hey, we got him.